We're going to check in with Councillor Klein, who's got some information for us relating to COVID-19. Here in Manitoba, we have our first presumptive case. There he is, Kevin Klein, councillor for Charleswood, Tuxedo, and Westwood. Kevin, good afternoon.
Good afternoon, Hal.
So we are hearing these reports. You are hearing the same reports. Tell us what you heard. I know you reached out to city officials, and what have you heard back?
Well, yeah, I reached out to city officials about a half an hour ago because I had heard reports that a fire station in Transcona, I wasn't sure which one, had been placed on lockdown, and there was concerns over the COVID-19. And given the seriousness of this virus, and the panic that seems to be growing worldwide, I was shocked that we hadn't been informed yet, and we haven't been properly briefed. So we just received a memorandum back. 50% of the memo is based on the requirements of disease control, and what's happening, and how to get away from it. However, they did say that Winnipeg Fire paramedic service crews responded to an emergency call, which did not indicate the presence of flu-like symptoms. However, as they gathered more information, it was determined they may have been at risk of coming into contact with a patient with COVID-19. They won't release any more information about that patient. Of course, that's under the Personal Health Information Act, but they're taking precautions, they said, while Winnipeg Fire Paramedic Service works with the appropriate authorities for further direction. And currently, the affected Winnipeg Fire Paramedic staff are in isolation until more details are known. And in addition to the staff being in isolation, Station 21, which is at 1446 Regent, is closed to the public, and they cannot have any access to the public at this time.
All right, and obviously we await more information on that. And this information is coming fast and furious. And, now that we have our first presumptive case here in the province of Manitoba, if, it happens here the way it's happened elsewhere, we're going to see more and more of this kind of stuff. And listen, this is not a time for politics with stuff like this going on, but you raised, I think, a good concern. If this is in fact the case, why were we all not told of this earlier?
I think that's a very valid point, and I agree with you. This is not political. For me, it's not political at all, because I look at it this way. When we don't have information, we start to make guesses. We start to try and figure it out ourselves. Or we start looking on the internet and we see various different stories or symptoms and concerns and fears. Information, the proper information, can help calm people. It can help bring down the stress and anxiety that is being felt. I heard from one resident today, Costco it was like a fire day, like the place is packed, people taking everything off the shelf. That's the panic that gets created when we don't provide information. I think we're all in a place where we can listen to what's being said, and we can digest what's being said and not get overly panicked if we're being told the truth. When we hide that information and we find out about it after the fact, like if you find out about it from a city council perspective because of media reports, you would be starting to think, okay, well, why was this not released to everybody? And that's not a political thing. That's a communication strategy. And I think we have to be much better at communicating to everybody about what's going on. And I'll acknowledge the provincial government did that this morning when they found out they had a confirmed case. They immediately held a press conference and went ahead. That's good communication. We just have to continue to make sure that communication is going out properly and quickly.
Yeah, and you're right. I mean, listen, there is going to be fear around this no matter what. But when there are rumblings and rumors and people hear this stuff and there's not confirmation from officials, whether it's provincial, federal, or city officials, those things can get out of control. And you're right, it just feeds the fear. And so we're on the story. Just so you know, we were hearing the same rumblings here, trying to confirm information. So, Kevin, I appreciate you coming on with what you found out. Thanks a lot.
Not a problem. Thank you.
Kevin Klein, councillor for Charleswood, Tuxedo, and Westwood. So